Wall Street Memes Casino,
I'm fine.
and Sportsbook.
Andrew McCart, IFL TV, and I've got to say I'm delighted. It's been a long time coming. In fact, it's a long time no speak, Mr. Dalton Smith. How's things?
All good. Yeah, long time no speak, but yeah, same old, training hard. Another fight, well, like you said, fight, big fight closing in. So yeah, exciting times.
Well, let's just jump into this big fight closing in. Now, you're up against Jose Zepeda. Probably the perfect fight for you right now at this stage in your career after the sort of Sam Maxwell win and that British title victories and winning that British title and so on and so forth. You do need that fight now that is going to elevate you into that sort of fringe world level when you're going to get talked about with maybe the Devin Haney's and the Prograis and all these guys that are up there. But Jose Zepeda, he's definitely been in with tougher opposition than you. We just need to go to Richards and Hitchens, who's his last fight, good fight. He's been in with Regis Prograis managed to stop him late on. And then he had that fight of the year with Ivan Baranchyk where there was something like 10, 12, 15, 18 knockdowns, whatever it was. So you're up against a tough opponent. So how excited are you, first of all, to be facing somebody like Jose Zepeda?
Yeah, very excited, and like you say, it's a great fight for this stage in my career. And you know, when the names got put on the table, I was like, that's the fight I want. That's the perfect fight for me now. And yeah, like I say, it's one of those fights where it's gonna, you know, I put a big performance on it. It's gonna put me into my name up there with the big boys in the 140 division. So yeah, like I say, I'm excited for it.
I mean, like when you get these sort of Mexican fighters, man, they don't come for a payday. And we just need to look at the old Josh Warrington and Lara and all these guys, Straffon. I mean, unknown names have come over here and upset the apple cart. Jose Zepeda is a relatively big name, especially in the boxing world if you're a pure boxing fan and you know what he brings to the table. He brings action. He brings come forward action. He swings. I think he's a southpaw as well, which you like, I believe. So
Yeah, southpaw.
I hope it's not as dramatic as the Ivan Baranchyk fight because I like you. I'm a fan of yours, Dalton. But do you think it's going to be that type of fight where the fans are going to be on the edge of the seat?
You know, like you said, time will tell. You know, I prepare for a hard 12-round fight, like we always have to do. And you know, it's boxing. You're going into the unknown. You know, you have your game plans and stuff. And you know what? As soon as that first bell goes, you know, I'm going to see what Jose Zepeda brings, what his tactics are going to be, and then you adapt from there. But you know, I'm very confident. I'm going to, you know, put on a great display in my hometown, and like I say, put a big stamp down and show the world who Dalton Smith really is.
What kind of statement are you hoping for? Obviously, like I say, you're probably in that 140-pound division right now, which is, I think I heard you say in the matchroom interview with Jamie that it's probably the toughest division to be in. And I'll probably agree with you when you look at the names like Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez, Regis Prograis, Josh Taylor, Jack Carroll, Subriel Matias, who's just signed with Matchroom, I believe, who seems to be an absolute monster in that division. You've got all the Arnold Barboza Jr. as well, who's up there, who's a very, very good fighter. When I just rattle off these names, Dalton, does that excite you? Are you ready for these names in this year at some point?
Of course, and like I said, Zepeda's he's one of these type of names where it's going to put me up there with these boys. And like I say, look, I'm confident in my ability. I know what I'm capable of, and I know what I can do. And you know, there's no easy routes in the 140 division. You know, I'm not in boxing to go the easy routes. You know, you see that way I come through the domestic. I wanted to do it the proper way, and like I said, I'm at a stage in my career now where it's time to step up and you know, move through the levels, and it's the perfect time for it.
Obviously, I remember being at your debut in a couple of your earlier fights, and I kept on saying to you, like, Sheffield has always been a good boxing city, and are you that next guy to come through them Sheffield ranks and be that star from Sheffield? And sort of like your headlining now against Jose Zepeda, it's almost like, I can almost say like, yes, you are that next star now. Do you feel any pressure with that?
No, and it's weird to be fair. Like I always remember the first time I headlined in Sheffield, I felt like the pressure was on a little bit, but you know, it just gets a little bit easier. And I always said the only pressure what you feel is what you put on yourself. Look, at the end of the day, my career is for me. It's what I do. And like I say, the only pressure you put on yourself is, you know, the critics, what you listen to and stuff like that. And boxing for me, you've just got to have a clear head. Look, I'm going in there. I've dreamt of these moments. You know, the arena's near enough sold out. I think there's a few hundred tickets left throughout all platforms. So like this is what I've worked hard for my life to do this. So to be honest, when you say pressure, what pressure is there? Because I'm at a stage now where I've dreamt of being for many years from being young. So you know, these I never really put pressure on myself. Like you said, that in boxing you've got to have a clear head, and that's what it's about. It's a fight at the end of the day.
And like I say, you and Jose Zepeda, like I like your style. I've said to you in your debut, I like the way you approach the game, the way you fight, and I think now with Jose Zepeda that you're going to gel. I think these styles are going to gel. And for a young man like yourself, I think you're in your mid-20s now. I'm not going to guess your age, 26.
Just turned 27.
Yeah, I was right then. Just
Just.
turned 27. I was almost right. I'll take that. So you're almost at that age now where, and you're up there in fights as well, that these fights are a must now. You need to get these Jose Zepedas. And we're going to come on, like, I know you're focused on Jose Zepeda, but we'll talk about Adam Azim's and that European title. But you're ready for these names now. You're ready for these big nights. And that's only going to be big name after big name after big name if you keep winning, isn't it?
That's it, and that's what it's about. I'm in boxing for the biggest fights. You know, whatever the fans demand, you know, they're the fights you want to be in. And boxing is, you know, it's a business, and you want to come out, you want to end your career with, you know, you want to be financially stable. It's about what's in the bank at the end of the day, you know, when you finish. So, you know, the 140 division is probably the best because there's some big fights to be made, some big names. And like I say, it's to win a world title in the 140 division, you can say, you know what, I'm a legit world champion.
I'm probably one of the pound for pound best. You just need to look at that 140-pound division. You can look at the Devin Haney's and the Lopez's and all these guys. They're in the discussions. I don't know if Ryan Garcia as well. He's a solid fighter, brings the money to the table. But Tank Davis, if he's going to be 140, all these guys are talked about. When you're talking about pound for pound top 10, you're talking about 3 or 4 guys in that 140-pound division as well. So it's a dangerous division to be in, Dalton.
Yeah, like you said, dangerous, but you know, that's why we love it.
There's a smile on your face, though.
Exactly. You know, what is it to fear? You know what I mean? It's boxing at the end of the day. It's a fight. It's another man in the other corner. Like, what is it to be scared of? As long as you train hard and believe in yourself, you know, you can achieve some great things.
Definitely. And like I say, I can't wait for this fight, Dalton. And it's hard for being a media guy. You're almost sort of have to sit on the fence, but I've seen you since your debut, and you've always been very, very courteous with me, and I've met your family, your dad and your granddad. So I'm really hoping that you do well in this fight. Do you know what I mean? And it's going to be a great fight. I can't wait for it. But I'm going to have to touch on it. This is probably a question I should be asking on the 24th of March. But I'm going to ask it now because I know as a fighter, your tunnel vision, you've got Jose Zepeda in front of you. But there's been a lot of talk and all this stuff with Adam Azim and pushback purse bids for this European title. He's came on Sky Sports and said, it's inevitable. This fight will happen. Do you feel the same way? Will this fight happen?
Look, I think I've done every interview. I'm probably bored of the questions now, but obviously you've got to ask them. But look, my main focus is on the 23rd. You know, I put a big performance in here. You know, I've said before, like you said, the 24th of March, the purse bids will still be in there, and I'm not pulling out. We'll see if the other party do. That's all I can say.
There's a lot of people, you know what it's like, social media and stuff like that Adam's scared, he's not ready for you right now. And do you believe that?
I believe they don't want the fight right now. But you can see boxing's a business, you know, you build it up, make more money and stuff. But you can't be calling, like you said, Teofimo Lopez out,
Keyshawn
Devin
Davis.
Haney, Keyshawn Davis. Like, you're calling all these big names out, but then you go quiet when it comes to me. So it's, you know what I mean? You've got to look what's in front of you.
Eddie Hearn said that this fight could be, if Eddie wins the purse bids, he can put this on at Hillsborough. I mean, I know you're a Wednesday fan, but Hillsborough, man, imagine that. What would that mean to you right now?
I was on about it the other day with someone. It was like, you know, to actually make it happen. You know, living that moment, walking out into you know, Hillsborough Stadium. Man, I'd be like, that's it, career's done, sorted.
Tired.
But no, that's it. I'm accomplished now. But like I say, I've got a lot more hurdles to overcome before that materializes. But look, it's getting closer. I keep talking about it. interviews after interviews. You know, as the years go on and my career gets, you know, pushes on, I keep getting asked questions. Oh, is it going to happen? But you know, it's getting closer and closer. So, like I said, I've just got to keep working harder and harder to make that happen.
Don, what I like about you, I can almost see, I can see your dad in you now. Because when I speak to your dad Grant, he's very doesn't give much away. He knows what the task is, and the task is in front of him. He doesn't look past 5 months down the line, or 6 months down the line, or that fighter after this fighter. Your dad's tunnel vision like yourself, and I can see you in that. So I'm just going to go straight back to Jose Zepeda. I mean, you're fighting in your home state of Sheffield against a fighter that's been in Fight of the Years with Baranchik, Regis Prograis, great fight, Richard Hitchens, and he's gave these guys good fights. You know what I mean? He's been in the fight against these world level opponents. What's going to happen in your heart of hearts come 23rd of March?
But whether I finish him in the distance or it's points, but all I know is it's going to be a great performance from me, and you know, I'm really going to put a stamp down who Dalton Smith is, and you know, the wider world will get to know who I am.
And you're ready for that? I mean, the US market is where every fighter wants to be. I know we talked about that Hillsborough fight and whatnot.
As well, and you've got to think, like, this fight didn't get put on the table. I had to take this fight. Like, I picked this fight. I could have picked much easier opponents. I could have picked much easier opponents. And I looked at Zepeda and I was like, that's the guy I want.
Is that because he brings that style, the fan-friendly style, and you want to be in them type of fights?
I don't know. He's a big name as well. Like you say, in the boxing world. You know, if you're a true boxing fan, you know who Jose Zepeda is. You've seen his fights. So, like I said, the couple of names got put down. I could have gone easier routes, like many people would. But I was like, no, that's the guy I want.
And again, that speaks volumes to your character and the fighter that you are. And I know your dad's quite calculated with that as well, your coach. So, listen, it's going to be a great fight. And I think, like I said to you, I hope it's not as dramatic as the Baranchik fight. I'm sure you probably watched that fight a few times, Dalton, have you?
To be honest, like, I don't tend to watch the full fights. I watch highlights. I see the clips, what they're good at, what they're not, because you know you can get sucked into too deep into a fight. But look, who they're fighting is not my style. So you've just got to take bits out, see what they're good at, see what they don't like. And like you say, you take tips from each different fight. But I mean, they are entertaining fights. They are fights what people look back in many years to come and be like, wow.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I'm looking forward to it, Dalton. Hopefully I'll be there. I'm sure I will be. And listen, good luck. Keep training hard. Yep. And I'll see you soon, my friend.
That's it. See you soon. Good talking to you as always.
You too, brother. Thanks, Dalton. Thank you, mate.
Top man. Thank you.
Wall Street Memes Casino
I'm fine.
and Sportsbook.